Welcome back to Technically Speaking. We're here talking about blogging, bloggers, and a word I never even knew, the blogosphere, with professional blogger Shauna Aborn. Thanks so much for educating me and our viewers today.
I guess maybe after this is all done, we'll have 2,012.
Right? Well, that blog that I on the commercial break we looked, and I haven't blogged since 9 months ago. So now I'm going to be inspired. I'll go home, I'll write another post and leave it for another 9 months. But we have here some people who obviously blog a lot more often than I do. And I guess if I actually, along with those people, blogged the 4 or 5 times a week you were recommending, at some point I might say, I'd like to have a bigger following, maybe even some money. So what would be the next step if I really thought this is something I'd like to do?
Well, for starts, you find yourself a community where your blogs will be seen, read, followed. For women, I can't say enough about Blog Her. That's almost a must if you want to be a woman blogger and get taken seriously. At Blog Her, you can register your blog, and as long as you meet a few criteria, such as frequency of blogging, you can
4 or 5 times a week.
Basically.
Oh my! Talk about scary mommy.
You can join, you could have your blog linked to Blog Her, people doing a search for a blog on food, family, love and sex, do it yourself. They really span the gamut, can find you. You can also submit certain of your blog posts to be featured, and if they choose you, not only are you headlined on their homepage, but they also pay a small amount. But more than that, you get the attention, you get the following.
Okay, so I write my blog here in this, all by itself. And maybe I have followers, maybe I don't, but it's kind of like if a tree falls in a forest and no one knows it's there, kind of a thing. So if I'm writing regularly and I'm comfortable with it, I have a little bit of a niche, I submit my blog to this bigger blog so that people will read it, because they're never going to find it, right? I mean, how would anyone find my blog on the internet? We hope they don't at the moment.
You promote.
Okay.
You post your blog posts to your Facebook account. You ask your friends to follow you, and have their friends follow you. You put links to your blog posts on Twitter. You announce them on Pinterest. Another great thing, you find other bloggers whose work you admire. You leave comments on their blogs.
Oh.
You say, love this, here's my blog if you want to follow. The blog community is very much a give and take.
Really?
People follow you if you follow them.
Ah, so I get followed by followers.
You get followed and by their followers too.
Oh, okay. It's like the Pied Piper. It's a whole thing. It's funny, you mentioned Facebook. There are some clients of mine that I work with who have this blog. This is a blog all about dating later in your years. They also have a book. But what is also, and you just mentioned Facebook, they have a Facebook page, and all of their blog posts automatically appear also on their Facebook and their Twitter pages. And I could see their Facebook page has, 1.7 thousand viewers. So that's a great way to increase it, I guess, even for little people like us.
Absolutely. So you don't have to consciously think, oh, I've written this, let me let my Facebook followers know about this. No, you create a site specifically for your blog, and so your followers get notified every time that you write something new.
Let me just show what, in one of these blog posts here, here's one that just went up. There's going to be a Facebook link. There we go. At the bottom of every single post, Facebook, Twitter, etc. So it's easy to just share your blog post with all those other things that you do, like Facebook.
And sharing is everything. If you want to make a go of blogging, you can't be shy about it.
Okay, so the writing of the blog, which takes however long it takes you 4 or 5 times a week, is not the entire time element. There's a whole lot more going on here.
Exactly. You have to be willing to put in the effort to make sure enough eyes get on it.
I'm getting tired just listening to this. Let's go back to Blog Her. You mentioned that there were lots of categories. I see them here. So you would submit your blog if by chance I wrote a blog about food. which nobody really wants to read a blog that I write about food. But if I wrote one of those 4 or 5 times a week, submitted it to them, I guess when I click on food, I'm going to see all the different food blogs. And on this front page, these would be the featured blogs. That's how they got on the home page.
That's how they got on the home page. BlogHer also sends out an email to all its members showing them the links to the featured blogs.
So it's not just the home page. They're in the email blast.
They're in the email blast as well.
Oh, have you ever been in the email blast?
Once.
Very nice. Could I touch you?
A ring you can kiss.
Oh! But now I'm looking, dinner tonight, chicken tikka tacos. You know, I don't read enough. I don't read enough. I should be doing this.
You also get, by becoming a member, you also get a badge you can use.
I could wear a badge?
No. Put the badge on your blog.
Oh, okay. So it's not like a real badge. It's like a computer badge.
Exactly. It's almost a badge of honor.
Ooh.
By placing things like badges for the organizations you belong to or accepting banner ads.
Oh, kind of like I'm in the AMA. I'm in the BlogHer.
And that gives your blog the cred that it needs.
Wow. Well, they certainly don't want me yet, but it's something to strive for. Just curious time-wise, if I wrote 4 or 5 times a week and wanted to get onto one of these blogs like BlogHer and earn the badge, what are we talking about time frame, commitment for a person?
Really?
That'll scare half of our viewers once you tell us the answer to this.
I think it depends on how passionate you are about the topic and how much effort you want to put into it. You look at most blogs, the posts are maybe paragraph or 2 long unless you're writing really detailed essays, your thoughts about a certain subject.
And you probably write a lot faster than I write. I might sit there and, just a spell.
So, you could knock out an individual post in an hour or less, maybe even half an hour, depending on your topic.
But then all this promotion stuff.
Then all this promotion, I'd say you really would have to give it maybe an average of half hour to hour a day.
Wow. Scared yet? I'm hoping that some of this promotion stuff, like on the blog that I showed them with the Facebook link at the bottom, becomes a little bit automated. That you could kind of just click and it happens. I like things that you just click and it happens.
And I think once you get into the habit, once you've made it a regular part of your life and you say, okay, I'm going to schedule this just like I might schedule a doctor's appointment or just like I know that I have to clean the bathroom on Saturday.
You're mentioning things I don't do regularly.
I know.
You haven't seen the bathroom.
But once you make it a habit and you commit to it, it can get easier.
Okay.
Especially if you really love what you're writing about and are eager to share it with readers, and that shows in your work.
Okay, we're going to have you on when we talk about quitting smoking and dieting also, okay? Anything that we can make a habit here. But if we can make blogging a habit, and some people do. I mean, look at all these people.
Yes.
Wow.
And a lot of them are personal essays. People love to write about hot topics. And here's my
okay,
take
how
on
cute is that? That is just too cute.
I'd like to see the picture of the woman's face after that reindeer hat was taken off.
And then they all have to go around and take pictures of all these things, or at least find them. Well, I assume roasted spaghetti squash, you took a picture.
You took a picture, but there are also places to pick up art for free or for a very small fee. Wikimedia, you can get free pictures.
I assume that a
public
blog
domain
post
pictures.
has to have a picture or nobody's going to read it.
Art is everything, yes.
Yes, a picture says 1,000 words.
A video says even more.
Oh, well, yes, we can have a whole thing about the videos, too. Now, what is this blog you have here?
Glad you asked.
Mommy B Knows Best. That's an interesting picture. What is she blogging about?
She is a review blogger, and that's another avenue you can choose if you want to get paid for what you do or just get a few nice perks.
A review blogger, like movie reviews or?
Movie reviews, product reviews. This woman now makes a reasonable living doing a mommy blog where she not only shares her personal opinions, but she also gets paid to write about companies' products.
I see where it says reviews, I guess. Beauty and wellness.
There we go.
Okay, let me just... Fitness, because you know how much I love fitness.
And with blogging, you have so much time to devote.
Oh my goodness, I don't even have time to blog here. Okay. Oh, so there I see. She's talking about this product and certain granola bars and different ways of losing weight and things like that. So she approaches companies and says, I'll review your stuff, or the companies approach her, or...
How she began, she started approaching local businesses and is saying, you know, I'm a review blogger, I would love to write about such and such for my site. And that way she started to build a following. People took notice, started sending her free products, and promoted them on the site. So whenever people click to the link on the site, it also clicks to the company's site.
Oh, okay, so they paid her for promoting them.
For promoting them. She also writes what are known as sponsored posts.
Okay.
Which means, say, the Lifetrack approaches her and says, we will pay you such and such if you write this about Lifetrack, and we would like it.
I'm sure they want a nice review for all that money.
Well, yes. And some people are uncomfortable and won't do a review blog for that reason, because you do have to keep the company's interests in mind.
Right. I mean, if you start slamming companies, they're really not going to pay you.
Not really, no. But again, if you're looking for a fun way to earn money off your site, and you're even more willing than ever to promote those posts.
Oh, back to that promotion.
Back to the promotion.
Now, we mentioned slamming companies. Are there things that we should or shouldn't blog about? Have you seen blog posts that you think, wow, she really shouldn't have written that?
Well, and the subject of the news now is this poor little rich girl who happened to write.
Yes. Don't hate me because I'm rich. Oh, yes, she has no friends now, does she? But, you know, the sad thing is, when somebody does a very divisive blog post like that, while you might read it and say, well, I wouldn't want to be your friend, some reality TV show is picking her up at the same time. So, you know, there's really, all bets are off in this world. You know?
So true. And on the internet, you have to remember, there is no such thing as privacy. What you post is out there.
Hit it up on the wall.
But when you choose a blog theme and decide what you want to write about, you have to be very aware of the image that you're projecting.
Yes, you do. And especially if you're going to bring in other people. I mean, it's one thing for me to make fun of myself on the computer. But if I start making fun of my children, even not making fun of them, but, you know, poking fun at parenting things, if it causes them embarrassment, was it worth it?
Is it worth it? And you have to think of down the line as well.
Right. Maybe when they're 3, I might not think about it, but, you know, my 16-year-old would be mighty offended if I started writing about her on my blog.
Or people do a search on him and find, oh, look what Mommy wrote about him when he was 3 years old.
There was a potty training video that went viral, and they said that child will be in therapy forever for that. So, you know, these things happen. You gotta think before you start typing.
Think before you start, because once it's out there, it is out there. No matter how many times you hit the delete button, what you write is out there.
Once you hit submit, it's up there. Somebody's got it. There's no taking it back. Well, I think we all have our homework cut out for us. I know I certainly do. Thank you so much for joining us, and thank you for inspiring us.
My pleasure.